Now, I know this is something that we all have heard. You all have heard the saying about preachers should always walk around with a ram in the bush. Does anyone? I forget. I'm talking to y'all city folk. Country folk. That's a saying country people use about walking around. Having a ram in the bush meaning you should always be prepared to preach because you never know when. Well, not only should you all should be prepared to do the same because preaching is doing what? Proclaiming. And what are we doing by sharing Jesus without fear? So you all should always have a ram in the bush. Be prepared to share Jesus because God may make it, it may be unexpected. You may be on the elevator and someone may ask you look happy today. Why? I mean, people at work always ask me that. Right? You always walking around here singing and smiling. Why? I used to always, might as well be true. I always tell them because I'm tired of crying. I say life will make you cry so much you finally got to reach a point where you just gonna be determined to stop crying and choose to be happy. But that's a wonderful opportunity. Why do you always smile? Well, do you have any kind of spiritual belief? And boom, the process has begun. The Holy Spirit wants to use your faithfulness to bless two people. Those people are the person you were sharing with as well as yourself. Before we close, let's Philemon. I'm about to say Philemon. Philemon, verse number 6. Let's see what it says. Someone beat me to it. Go ahead and read it for the sake of time. Philemon verse 6 says, I pray that your participation in the faith may become effective through knowing every good thing that is in us for the glory of Christ. I pray that your participation in the faith may become effective through knowing every good thing that is in us for the glory of Christ. So we're blessing two people through our faithfulness. We're blessing the individual that we're sharing with as well as ourselves. So how many of you believe that it's a blessing to be a blessing? Amen. It's a blessing to be a blessing. It took me a long time to learn that, but it is. It's true. You know, I used to always think that whenever I have monetary gain, that was because of my faith. But I finally realized that the reason is not because of my faithfulness, well, it's partly because of my faithfulness, but it's primarily more because of my wife. She's a generous giver. I mean, so generous, I used to fuss at her all the time about her generosity and just giving. I'm like, man, we're trying to save, and you still spending. You still giving. And then it finally dawned on me that it was a reciprocity. She was giving more, we were getting more because of her giving. Because we learned in Biblical Studies, Session 201, that when you sow, you reap the same. If you sow a financial blessing, you're going to receive. Because it produces out there is what? I'm taking you all the way back to the last series now. It produces after its own kind. Well, y'all paid attention. I'm about to tell Minister Rose that y'all paid attention. So, I mean, it's a blessing to be a blessing. And with that being said, and I know that we're about out of time. I want to bless you all here locally as well as you online for your attention, for your participation, most importantly for your prayers as we continue to endeavor into sharing Jesus without fear.